It is wintry, it is cozy, and it is the end of the year. Book tags are the perfect things to do right now. Hello and welcome back. This is the first ever book tag that I'm going to film. So it is the end of the year, and I thought, why not do an end of the year book tag? But then I thought that this is my first ever book tag, so I should just go for the basic 20 questions book tag. So I found this book tag on madamewriterblog.com, and I think it was created by Sophie Reads. So I'll be putting the link in the description down below. How many books are too many in a series? I think that if with each book the author keeps making the books more and more interesting, then the more the merrier. How do you feel about cliffhangers? If handled well, I think cliffhangers can be great. They keep us intrigued and they keep us going. And I think I like cliffhangers in books that have multiple perspectives, stories that are told from multiple perspectives. For example, a particular person is telling you the story and then the author ends it with a cliffhanger, and then the next person tells you their perspective, blah blah blah. I like that, and I think all the intrigue that is generated from a cliffhanger, it should be satisfied at the end. Hard copy or paperback? I am a paperback kind of person because paperbacks are lighter, they are easy to carry, same thing, they are cheaper. Favorite book? It is a very difficult question because I can just say that this particular book is my favorite. They keep changing. From the books that I have recently read, I think 2 of them, I gave them 5 stars and they kind of became my favorite. The first one is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I loved the book. I think now is the perfect time to start reading Agatha Christie because it says that it has the same vibes, and she has tried to recreate in some way. Lucy Foley has tried to recreate her vibes. It just made me fall in love with stories that are told from multiple perspectives. And another book that I really loved was Dreamland by Sarah Dessen. This book made me sobbing cry. I was crying so much while reading this book. If you're planning to read this book, I want to warn you because it involves an abusive relationship, and it's kind of like trying to teach you. Its main purpose, I found it on a blog which was about books that teach teenagers about abusive relationships and books that should be read by both parents and teenagers, and this book, it's done perfectly on that topic. Least favorite book? Again, from the books that I currently recently read, I think Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover. I did not like it. I gave it 2 stars, mostly because reading the book from a deaf person's perspective was something really new for me, and that was a good thing about the book. Only if it did not involve a love triangle, I think this book could have been great. And another book that I did not like was The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. I was looking for books similar to The Guest List, and I thought, why not read the book written by the same author? So I decided to read The Hunting Party, and it is also similar. It is actually similar to The Guest List, very, very similar. Again, told from multiple perspectives. Again, it's a classic whodunit story because in both the books, in the beginning, we are told that someone has been murdered, but we don't know who it is and who has murdered them. And it again follows a group of friends, but the characters in Hunting Party are one-dimensional as compared to The Guest List. It is a bland version of The Guest List. Love triangles, yes or no? No, never. I hate love triangles. The most recent book you just couldn't finish. It is time to tell you and please don't come at me if you love this book because I know a lot of people love this book and it got really good reviews. So the book that I just could not finish was We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I saw this book everywhere on BookTube. Everyone was loving this book, and I thought, let's just see what the hype is about. I was resenting every single page. Apparently, there's supposed to be this great plot twist in this book, which never happened. I read half of the book and I knew the plot twist was coming, but I just could not bear with another page. A book you are currently reading. I'm currently reading 2 books. The first one is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This book follows Nora Seed, and Nora is disappointed in her life, and she thinks that there were a lot of things that she could have done differently, and she got some amazing chances to become successful in her life, but she wrecked all of them. That's what she thinks. So she commits suicide, and she's in her 30s. The famous physicist Schrödinger, his cat, there was this thought experiment that he did, that there was a cat in a box and she could be alive and she could be dead, but at the time when you open the box, the cat is alive and dead at the same time, something like that. So Nora is at a position between death and life, and that place takes her to the Midnight Library, where there are books about all the multiverses. Like quantum mechanics says that theoretically, every decision you make in your life splits the universe into parts, and there are millions of universes where every possibility possible in your life is happening. So it's kind of like Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And I think the book is so well written. Matt Haig is a very popular author for books that address mental issues. So I'm really liking the book. And the other book that I'm reading that I had a lot of expectations from and I'm disappointed is Hollowpox, The Hunt for Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend. Now, I loved the series, the first 2 books. This book did not live up to my expectations, and I'm on the last chapter. I just have to finish it. So that's what I'm currently reading. Last book you recommended to someone. The last book I recommended to someone was The Guest List by Lucy Foley. Oldest book you've read. I don't read a lot of classics, but out of the ones that I've read, I think the oldest would be Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott. Newest book you've read. I'll have to see. I think there were 3 books that I read that could be recent. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. No, that was published in May of 2019, so not that. The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James, February of 2020, recent. The Guest List by Lucy Foley, June of 2020. Yes, so The Guest List is the most recent book that I've read. Favorite author. I don't have a favorite author. I used to think that it could be Rainbow Rowell because one of her books is my favorite, and I go back to it again and again, and I also like a short story written by her, Kindred Spirits. But then I also don't like a lot of her books. Eleanor and Park. And then I also started reading one of her books that is about a couple who is, I think, going to get divorced. I don't remember the name. So something like Landline by Rainbow Rowell. So there are a lot of books by her that I do not like. So I cannot say that she is my favorite author. I don't have a favorite author. Buying books or borrowing books. So I am not privileged with a library in my neighborhood that has a good collection of books. So I don't have any choice other than buying. A book you dislike that everyone seems to like. I'll again have to say We Will Liars by E. Lockhart. Bookmarks or dog ears? Dog ears? That's barbaric. Bookmarks. A book you can always reread. Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott and Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Can you read while hearing music? I can, but I don't. If the music is very soft and peaceful, I sometimes like to read while listening to music, but I mostly do not. I prefer to read in complete silence. One POV or multiple POVs. So I used to think that I'm a one POV kind of person, but then the guest list proved me wrong. So after the guest list, I read a lot of books which have multiple POVs. So I think I've come to love both of them. It depends on the story, basically. Do you read a book in one sitting or over multiple days? I'm the kind of person who reads in one sitting. I do not stretch a book for more than 2 days, but that's because I'm really free right now. When I will have a lot of workload, I will have to, I will have no choice but to read in over multiple days. But I really prefer reading in one or two sittings. One book you read because of the cover. So that would be The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill and The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. The Unexpected Everything was not that bad, but it was really long. I don't think it should have been that long, but that's just Morgan Matson's thing. What can you do? And The Girl Who Drank the Moon was good. It had amazing and cute characters, but still it was a little bland for me. And that is it for all the questions on the 20 questions book tag. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this book tag, and I want to know your answers to these questions as well. So feel free to comment them down below. And again, thank you for watching. Bye.